Hi, my name is Trainin, and I'm the instructor for 800 Inquiry into Teaching and Learning in the summer session of 2012. And I know this class was supposed to be offline and in person, and most of you were expecting this, but I was the only instructor available, and the only time slot available was actually not working for any of you, so we decided to have this online. What does it mean that it is online? It means that you have to have a reliable network connection. It means that you are responsible for learning in a way that would be a little bit different in the classroom. And it means that there are daily assignments. So if you would think about the classes meeting for about 2 hours every day, and then about 2 to 4 hours of extra work on top of that every day, we are taking that time and we're stretching this almost over the whole period. So the expectations is to do 3 to 4 hours of work a day for the duration of the 5 weeks, knowing that we have weekends and other things. Now, if you have something planned and you can't work at a specific day, I have opened all the modules and all assignments so you can do them ahead of time, at least to a degree. Now, they are dependent one on another, so if you are planning to do something ahead of time, you've got to do all the assignments before that. But they are available for your perusal. On top of that, of course, there's a standard syllabus with the assignments. If you look at the end of the syllabus, I think it's the 6th page, there's a list of the assignments and the date, and you will see that there's something due almost every day. Again, it doesn't mean you have to do it on that day, but it is due almost every day. Due time for the vast majority of assignments is on the date just before midnight. So you have that actual date to work as well as the days before that. Now, look ahead, look at the bigger assignments, the article critique, the annotated bibliography, the research design. All of those are larger assignments. You want to start working on them well in advance and just have them due on that day. The second thing I want you to notice is that there are 3 assignments that are particularly aimed to be summative. That's their research critique, and it is the review of the literature, and the final paper, the research design paper, that build on one another, but at the same time they are so important from a points perspective and from an importance. Those are summative pieces of work. So they have also a peer review module, which means that you submit it a few days before it's submitted to me. You submit it to a peer that reviews it anonymously, gives feedback, and then after you fix it based on the feedback or do something with the feedback, you send it to me. The feedback itself gets evaluated, so I expect quality feedback with meaningful things, not just, oh, this is so interesting and so great, but actually substantive kind of feedback that would help you do this. As for the course itself, there's quite a bit of emphasis on quantitative methodology in this class, and it's not just because it is the kind of research I do, although it is to a great degree. I've published a few qualitative pieces, so it's not exclusively what I do. But it is here because it is a challenge to read and evaluate quantitative methodology, more so to a great degree than qualitative methodology, because there are such a huge set of rules and regulations with quantitative, with numbers. The second piece is that people tend to overlook. They have 2 approaches to looking at quantitative inquiry. One is to just ignore it and say, oh, I don't like the numbers and it's never any good and it's not telling me what I want to say, because they have no tools to evaluate it. And then there's another group which says, oh, that must be true then. And my purpose here, especially using Bracy's book about reading research and how to not get snookered with statistical research, is to really provide you with some tools so you can look at the quantitative kind of research and ask the right questions and evaluate it, at least to a great degree. I mean, you're not going to rework their math, and that's okay. Nobody is expecting anybody really to rework their math. But to get a grasp over whether they're making claims that they should be making or not is a really critical piece. So, what do I want you to remember as you start this class? You have to have access to technology. All the assignments and all of the modules are up and running. I'm still checking that it's all working, and if there's a problem, let me know. But it's all right there. I will be posting additional media, but no additional assignments. So I might be posting a few movies, and I promise that at least once a week I will create a movie like I just did now, and provide some feedback and some things I'm seeing and reading that I want everybody to be aware of, and any changes, of course, will be available both visually and through the course announcement set. If you have any questions about technology, or you're wondering what is going to work and what is not going to work, please use, within the module, there's somebody called mysteriously Teac support. That is Rose. She's our support person, and she'll be happy to assist you if things are not working for you or you can't figure how to do a specific assignment or anything else. As for assignments, just one last thing. The shorter assignments like discussion board I would do naturally within Blackboard without a problem, but if you're submitting any kind of paper, my suggestion is try to write it out first in a regular word processing or wherever you write your papers, and then just cut and paste it at the end, just to make sure that if something happens with your internet connection while you're trying to submit, you don't lose something you worked the last 2 hours on. So please make sure that you do it offline, then cut and paste it into the online module, and then check the online module to make sure that it's showing up appropriately. A note about late work. I am accepting late work, but there will be significant deduction in points, at least 20% for anything submitted late. It's simply a course at a breakneck speed. It's the foundational course on educational research, so there's a lot to cover, and if you fall behind, it's going to be hard to make it up. So please focus, keep up with it, and try not to submit anything late. Thank you, and I hope we will enjoy this experience, and I will try to be in contact. Do not hesitate emailing me. If there's something that isn't technical but about content, I'll be happy to. If it's technical, again, Teac support, which is Rose, and she'll be happy to work with you and assist you in any way that you need. If you can't get a reasonable response from her, please let me know. I'll see you around.